Now, what's the problem with this heart? The heart believes it's mine. I have it. It's my possession. I can produce it. It came from me, and I am my own to do whatever I want to with me. Now, how much of what you have is yours? Let me ask you, what is the good Christian response to that question? Well, of course, the good Christian response is nothing. Why isn't it yours? Because it belongs to God. That's right. All the cattle on the cattle on 1,000 hills are His. All the 1,000 hills, all the silver and gold is mine. Everything belongs to God. It's all His. It's not yours. Are you the creator? No, you're not. So it didn't come from you. Are you your own to do whatever you want to with you? No, you're not. We're told that we were bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in our body and in our spirit, which are His. So none of that is true, that I have it, it's my possession, that I can produce it, that I'm the creator and it came from me, and that I'm my own to do whatever I want to with me. None of that is true, but every bit of that, this heart believes. This heart believes. Every bit of it. With how much of your love have you loved your spouse, or your parents, or your children, or loved ones in your life? I know many women would tell me with all of their love. And my response to you is, you have never loved anyone with your love, because you are not the source of love. It doesn't come from you. If you have ever loved anyone with any love, you only love them with God's love, not your own. Because He is the source, and He is the only source of love. The only source. So if your love, you ever thought your love was rejected, you thought wrong. Because it wasn't your love. It was His love that was rejected, not yours. If the package was taken and thrown on the ground and stomped on and the door slammed in your face, that was not done to you, because you are only the UPS delivery person of God's love, of His goodness, of His resources to them. The door was slammed in His face because you belong to Him. Right? Now, to think that something is my own when it's not, and to use it as if it's my own when it's not, that is selfishness. You take a child that has a new toy in the sandbox, and they're playing with that Tonka truck in the sandbox after birthday or something like that, and another child comes along and says, mine, takes it from that child and goes and plays with it themselves, and won't let the other one play with it. You would say that child is selfish. So selfishness is that which goes behind thinking that I can possess something of my own. What goes behind thinking that I can produce and create anything of my own, and that I'm my own to do whatever I want to with me? It's pride. Self-sufficiency. Right? It's pride. So, friends, this heart that you and I are all born with, that we all operate by because of the fall of Adam and Eve, that has been inherited from generation to generation, that has come to us, which we have no guilt for, because you have no guilt for what you were born with and how you were born, but yet we have it anyways. This heart can do nothing out of any motive other than selfishness and pride. Everything that we do, everything that we think, everything that we say, every way that we respond is motivated by selfishness and pride. We are, in our sinful, fallen condition, completely about self-preservation. That sound kind of rough? Yeah, it's the truth. And we need to acknowledge the truth, or else we can never really go free. We're told we are all like an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are like filthy rags. We all fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. So, if that's all that we have to offer is uncleanness, filthiness, faded iniquities, and so on, then when we offer to God the gift of our hearts, do we offer Him anything of value? Are we bringing Him anything for which He could say, oh, look, that's beautiful, that's wonderful, no, we're bringing Him the trash, the garbage, the ugh, that's there. But guess what? He wants it. Not because He needs that, but so that He can replace it with something that is far better. Far better. Right? Now, the human heart that functions by selfishness and pride also has another problem. It gives first in order to receive. Right? It gives first in order to receive. Can you give what you don't have? Well, the answer is no, you can't. So if you give first, who alone in all of anywhere can give first without having first taken something? Only God. Because God's the creator, He can just create it and give it. So if I have a love that gives first, who am I? I am God. I am God. So, in the very best that I think that I have, in the very motives by which I love my children and my parents and my spouse and other loved ones and so on, by the very depths of my soul, I am selfish, I am proud, and I put myself in the place of God. That's all I've got. That's all I can offer. And the law of God says, you shall have no other gods before me. So even in the best that I think I have, even in my love, I break the law of God. I am a lawbreaker, a commandment breaker. I break it on a daily basis, multiple times through the day by my very nature that operates this way. It's not God that's in charge, it's the other Godhead. Me, myself, and I. Right? That's the other Godhead. So we are in trouble. We are in serious trouble. And this heart is a slave to others. It's a slave to others. What do I mean, a slave to others? Well, if my gain is to receive, then in order for me to receive, somebody has to give. And now, if I have you that I'm receiving from, then I'm dependent upon you for what I might receive. So I'm dependent upon you for my gains or my losses. Because what you give, whether you give, how much you give, all then determines whether I'm in gain or whether I'm in loss. So I'm a slave to you. Now, we always must control a source that we cannot trust. So if I have you as my source, and I can't trust you, then I have to try to control you. So manipulation comes into the game. How do we manipulate? Well, some people manipulate the happy way. So they're the ones that go around and they pat you on the back. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. You look so beautiful today. Look, your shoes match with your hair, and whatever it is. And we love those manipulators because in the process of their manipulation, they give us good things, and we like good things. We like to receive, so we receive. But they do so in this heart in order to receive similar things back again. We love those manipulators because we love being around them. But if that doesn't work, and some people have learned another way of manipulation, and that is through abuse, that is through fear, that is through guilt, that is through guilt trips, and so on. And so you have some individuals that will guilt trip you one way and down the other, or they will use fear or threats or abuse or other things in order to keep the other person as their source. But everybody who threatens or abuses or guilt trips somebody else, they do so because that other person unconsciously they see as their source. And they need something from that person, and so they're using these methods and these tactics to try to continue to keep that person as their own in order to continue to receive from them what they need. The one who does that is a slave to the one they do it to. But also, the one that it is done to that remains in that situation because of fear or because of guilt or so on, is also a slave to the one that they submit to. Because they see somehow that person has something they believe that they need, and so they bind themselves to that person and they remain there in order to still continue to receive from that person what they hope for. And that might simply be some measure of security because they threaten to kill you if you leave, but they'll leave you alive if you stay. So, for the sake of your own security, which you need and you think they can control, you will stay. They are dependent upon you, and you are dependent upon them. It's a mess. Absolute mess. This heart can look really wonderful, like those early days of the dating relationship where each is giving to receive and giving to receive, and it's just so beautiful and wonderful. And the same heart with the same motives can be the pit of hell. And what God is not interested in doing is taking you inside of this heart and its dysfunctional state and somehow making you better in it. That is not His intention. His intention is to set you free from it entirely and to give you something else.